All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wildcat Week, episode
Ocho. ESPN de Ocho.
ESPN Ocho. I kind of like it when they do like ESPN Ocho
It's
stuff.
sick. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Owen, I said the mustache was going to be off.
Yeah. Wait, hold up, Donna, before you do any of this. Let's roll the intro.
Yeah, let's roll the intro.
On the carry. Shoemaker through the hole. Shoemaker to the end zone. Wildcats are pouring it on.
Hastings across to the middle. Goal! Goal! That's the game! Wildcats win it!
You're listening to Wildcat Week, presented by Amplify Media. All right, and we're back from the intro. I had not put the intro in like the last 4 times, so now the intro's in there.
Yeah, I think who was I with? Speaking of intro, I think it was either my mom or my girlfriend. I think it was my girlfriend. I think I could be wrong. It could have also been my mom, but no, it was definitely my girlfriend because we were driving. She was in the car with me, and we had just posted a highlight. And she watched it, and I was like, "That's my voice." So I looked over, and at the end of it, she was like, "Oh, who made this logo?" And I was like, "That was Donovan."
That was me. That was like I used my internship bosses aren't watching, but I pretty much did that for an entire day.
Yeah.
At my internship. So sorry, Jim.
Jim doesn't watch.
It's what I was doing.
Does Jim watch the pod?
No.
Okay, cool.
No
good.
They don't even know this exists.
Good.
So Owen. It was a pretty full week this past week when it comes to IWU sports.
Yeah, 2 sports started, so.
Yeah, I'll hand it off to you for the women's side.
All right, so for the women's golf, this past Monday and Tuesday. Well, I can't say that because we're filming this Tuesday night. So last Monday and Tuesday, October 25th and 24th, 25th.
Yeah, just say the date.
Yeah, hey, I got it. All right, relax. The women's golf team played in Chariot Run Challenge over in Laconia, Indiana, over at Chariot Run Golf Course, and they took the dub. Won at first place out of 8, so congratulations to them. Going on to some awards. So McKenna Hostetler claims first overall. So congratulations to her. IWU shot a 306 as a team's score. So massive dubs for them. So McKenna had a 76 on the first day, 71 on the last day, and then Braden Odell came in second. So congratulations to them. Guess who came in second place? Taylor. Boom.
Boom.
We won. And it's Upland.
Suck it.
And it's Upland week.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus. Sorry. Suck it. Relax, Donovan. Children watch this. Our parents watch this.
Our parents watch this.
Apologize to our families.
Sorry. No mustache Donovan's is hitting different.
No mustache Donovan, dude. Actually, grow the mustache back. You maybe a little bit more mature. Jeez Louise.
Maybe.
All right. I'm just kidding. Anyways, women's basketball, we're back. Donovan, you called game 1. First off, tell me. You and Sam. Tell me how it went. It was against Indiana University East, October 25th, this past Friday at 7 over in Lucky Arena. Donovan and our good friend Sam were on the call. The Wildcats took home the dub, 40-point dub, 96-56. Donovan, give me a little recap.
It was close in the first quarter. It was 18-21 in the first quarter, and then we just ran away with it. As a team, they struggled from the 3-point line.
Yeah, 2 for 20. Oh, that was IU East. Sorry.
Well, but we still
8 for 25. Yeah,
we still didn't do very good. But no, it was just fun to be back in Lucky Arena calling those games for them. Jordan Reed led the team with 19 points, which was awesome to see.
She did.
And
6 for 9, 6 for 6 on free throws.
I have to call out Jordan though, because she missed. So last year when we had her on the podcast, she made fun of herself because she missed a breakaway layup. She did it again.
No.
The first game of the season. But luckily one of our girls was there and she got the rebound and put it right back in.
Oh,
but
good.
Jordan was just running back and she just had this huge smile on her face because I was like, you did it again, Jordan. But no, it was just great. And to do the call with Sam was even more fun.
Yeah, totally. I mean, all right, so just some by the stats. So the girls shot 50%, 32% from 3. So, I mean, not horrible, but not what you want. And they were 66 from free throw line. Dang. I mean, dude, they had 56 points in the paint. They had 33 points off of turnovers. So, I mean, hey, that's, dude, 33 bench points, too.
Yep.
So, a massive showing off the bench for the girls.
Yeah, I do feel sorry. Real quick.
Everyone played, too.
Yeah, I do feel sorry because we absolutely used their big girl was a freshman and she just wasn't ready for what we threw at her, and so that was the main thing. Yeah,
so going on towards IU East, they shot 36 from the field, 10% from 3, but they led in field free throw with 72%. But I mean, it just wasn't enough. I mean, dude, a 40-point dub. We were at 96, 4 away from breaking 100. So a solid showing from game 1. And then, dude, first game of the season, 40-point dub, massive turnaround going to Kentucky. Actually, yesterday, October 31st. Against the number 1 overall Thomas More University in Crestview Hills, Kentucky. And the girls, Donovan, you told me this before, so I'm gonna go ahead real quick and look at the box score.
It was a spooky game.
But jeez, beans. All right, so anyways, 18-12, Thomas More led the first. And then Thomas More looked like they were going to run away with it with a 23-14 second period, sorry. But then the girls battled back and only held Thomas More to 6 points versus our 17 in the third. And then Thomas More we won this fourth with 12-11. Sadly, that wasn't enough. We lost by 3, 58-55. But Donovan, you said it looked like we were out of it coming out of going. It was what did you say, like a 14-point lead?
It was something like 14 point.
Yeah, going into the third period, coming out of half. So by the stats real quick. So the girls shot, let me find it. All right, so we shot 44%, so a little under what we shot last week. 3-point percentage was better, 40%. We shot 4 for 10. That's also wrong. Yeah, that's right, 4 for 10. And a free throw was better, 78.6. But it does look like that, we had 23 bench points, 12 points off of turnovers. So either we didn't capitalize off of turnovers or they didn't. I mean, they had a decent amount. We had a good amount of turnovers with 24. And it really showed because Thomas More had 26 points off of turnovers. But coming off of, and Thomas More only shot 38 from the field. Yeah, that's crazy. But hey, number 1 team in the country to lose by 3, and considering the girls right now, they are coming in as obviously second place in conference, right behind Marion. But they are also 11th in the country. So to give number 1 a run for their money, massive congratulations. There will be, I'll talk about where they're going to be at later. But hey, a good solid start, 1-1 on the season so far. And it was a away game. I mean, you're going to a tough environment probably against number 1 team. So, hey, 3-point loss. I know it's probably not what they want to hear, but a 3-point loss is pretty solid against number 1 team in the country. So, I also think I just said number 1 team in the country at least like 5 times. Anyways, going on towards bowling, October 29th, this past Saturday at 9, because they bowl all day, they had the American Heartland Bowling Association number 1 at Super Bowl Lanes in Canton, Michigan. They came 12th out of 15th. So a little bit of a rough start to the bowling for the women's bowling so far. They're 0-4 and they're 0-2 in conference. But hey, hopefully they can turn it around coming up. I'll talk about what they got coming up later. Going on towards soccer. So let's talk about this real quick. So the girls were 13-2, so 13-0-2. So they had 2 ties, 13 wins, undefeated in conference, going into probably the make or break portion of the make or break game, going into the last game of the season against Marion. They had to get past number 21 ranked Grace College, and it was at home. Our women's soccer team, especially because they're very good, brings a solid crowd out. It was a Wednesday night though, 7 p.m. Maybe the crowd was a little lackluster because the girls lost 1-0, Donovan. It actually brought Grace College into the top 25, might I add.
Yeah.
So that's one conference loss. First loss ended the perfect streak. Now going into the last game of the season, they need a massive W or even a tie to take that blemish, that loss off of Grace College, turn it around. Played the number, but it was a tough one. It was number 2, Marian University at home, best team in the conference, and second best team in the country. They lost 4-0. That is not only our worst loss, that's our worst loss of the year considering we only had 2, but that is the most points scored against us all year long.
Yep.
We never allowed more than 1 point all year.
Goal.
And that, or 1 goal all year. Sorry, my bad. That was super cringe probably for them. And that's even including a 0-0 tie against the number 3 team in the country, Spring Arbor. So, hey, but they got the Crossville League tournament coming up. I'll talk about that later. Dude, Ants against Upland. We should win, hopefully. Let me go look back. 2-0 though was the last one against Upland, but they're not ranked. Upland's for Taylor, is anyone listening, but I hate saying that stupid university's name. Anyways, going on towards swim and dive. Hopefully the soccer team can turn around and is what I was trying to say.
They will.
Yeah, they will. I no doubt. Their coach is awesome, super cool guy. Had a chance to interview him for an article. Super cool guy.
Glad you did. Yeah, he's cool.
Hopefully he can turn it around. Going on towards swim and dive. They came 5th out of 8th at the Indiana Intercollegiate Invitational. I actually think I talked about this. I definitely did. But anyways, yeah, they came 5th out of 8th. Sorry about that. That was a repeat of last week. Bad.
Hey, it's okay.
Hey, bad on my part, you know. Dang it.
One blemish through 8 episodes. Okay.
Oh, dang it. And, dude, 8 episodes, 2 seasons. Whatever. Anyways, going on towards, hey, now let's look at this, though. So we just came off the soccer, right? Little bit of a lackluster finish to their season. Guess what? Women's volleyball, Donovan. When I tell you this was an utter absolute turnaround of a season. All right, so let's go dating back to September 25th. All right, so they come off a massive win against St. Francis on the 23rd. Then we go loss, win, loss. And we're like, dang it, dude. They're dropping down the rankings. I'm like, dang, dude, the women's volleyball team, what are they doing? I thought they were goated. They drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dubs in a row, going into a massive game against number 12 Taylor University 2 Saturdays ago, October 22nd. Sadly, we lose. Okay, 3-1. We talked about that in the last podcast. It was very close all the way through, and Taylor is the best team in the conference. Then we go into the probably a massive stretch at the end of the season against some very good 2 teams who are very good but not ranked, and then 1 team who has been a conference powerhouse, Marian, number 18. That was in the middle of the 2. So we start off Grace College October 26th, Wednesday, 3-0, goose egg. So massive, right? Then we go into Marian, 18th team in the country. We're ranked 19th. Donovan, we take them to 5. We win 3-2. Massive. And just to cap off the season, senior night, Spring Arbor, at home, goose egg, 3-0.
Woo!
So I said free nothing. I think I just said whatever.
3-0.
3-0. So congratulations to them. Massive way to end out that season. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They went 9 for 1 their last 10 games of the season. So, hey, just when we thought they were down in the dumps, they were down and out, they came right back. They proved us idiots wrong. They proved us, like analysts or whatever, sports people, they proved us idiots wrong.
Proved us podcasters wrong.
9 for 1 their last 10 games of the season, going into the conference tournament. I'll talk about that later in the preview after our great interview with a women golfer.
Yeah.
But Donovan, take it away with the men's sports.
All right, yeah. So I will also lead it off with men's golf, just like how you led it off with women's golf.
Oh, dude, sick.
So the men's team also played in the Chariot Run Golf Club invite up at Huntington, Indiana. And we had talked earlier, Taylor University, their men's team is just kind of absolutely goated.
Crack, dude.
They finished the tournament. They won, but we came in second. They won shooting 3 under as a team.
Wow.
And then our men's team, they played well. They finished second. They shot 302 the first round, 301 the second round. Guys.
That's a pretty massive gap between those first two teams.
Yeah, it was. 3 of our guys had a 75 on the first round. They played well all the way through, so good for them. So they will end their fall season like that. Men's cross country. No, we talked about men's cross. We talked about cross country.
Yeah.
Last week.
Don't do what I did. I did that with swim and dive.
So we're going to go over to men's bowling. The men's bowling finished 11th out of 20 teams. It's an improvement. You could say, oh, they didn't crack top 50.
Of course, yeah.
Percent. But it's a new program. They're getting it down. So they finished 11th out of 12th, our top scores, which I don't understand what bowling is when it comes to top scores.
Yeah.
But they were also at the Super Bowl lanes up in Canton, Michigan.
Sweet.
Gage Slager finished 29th overall, and Dion Fessenden finished 33rd overall. So good jobs. And Slager's a freshman too, coming in and bowling 29th in that tournament. Absolutely huge for him. Next, I will move on to men's soccer. So kind of the bigger news coming out of soccer is that the freshman Brandon Niagarungo, he was actually named the Crossroads League Offensive Player of the Week, which was awesome.
Oh, wow.
So I'll move over to the schedule to see. So, all right. So, yeah, their last 2 matches against Grace College. Awesome. They tied with the number 12 team in the country, Grace College, 2-2, which is great because we are currently unranked as a team. That was at Grace College. And then we went to Marian University this past Saturday and won that one 3-1. Let's see how Brandon did for those 2 games. So Brandon scored both of the goals.
Wow, that's crazy.
In that Grace game. And then for the Marian game, he scored 2 more. So
so very well-deserved player of the week.
Freshman's kind of cracked.
Wow.
So that is up for them. Now we'll move on over to men's basketball. So men's basketball came into this season ranked 5th in the nation.
Okay.
They won their first game, close matchup against Cornerstone University, who's not ranked, 89-83. Spencer Piercefield led the way. He had 29 points, and he only made 1 3. So that was kind of sick. And then there was a bump. There was a slip up. We lost to the number 25 ranked team, Indiana Tech, 59-61. Spencer Piercefield had 12 points. Seth Maxwell also added 10 points, which I think I remember hearing and talking to someone, we're really trying to have Seth be very longevity. We're trying to have his longevity this year. He only played 15 minutes the entire game, and it's not because he's hurt.
Yeah.
But I did hear we're trying to kind of limit his minutes this year. So other people had to step up. Tim Aditukazi played 30 minutes. Noah Smith, who came back from injury for 2 years, pretty much. He also played 29 minutes. He added 7 points as well. So men's team will look forward to what they have upcoming. And then other than that, now we'll move on over to football. So,
Yes.
Owen, you guys are now 7-1 with a win streak of 7.
Yep, of course.
And you guys this past week took the dub at Siena Heights in Adrian, Michigan, 22-6. Talk to me a little bit about that.
It was a good game. Siena Heights is a very good team. They were defensively. They had 4 turnovers on offense. So, but their defense, number 5 defense in the country. Defense that the box, for anyone that doesn't know what the box is, it's their linebackers and D linemen. Probably the best box that we will ever play all year. That's probably the best middle linebacker we'll play all year. Their D linemen, their defensive tackles were these massive 300-pound, 6'2", just units like fridges that it was just immovable. But hey, we did it. We moved them. We put up the most rushing yards they had on them all season. I think it's because our offensive staff, our offensive coordinator did a really good job of not running away from the run game like most teams would have done against them, like most teams have done this year. So, yeah, I think it was an all-around solid team win. We had 2 conference player of the weeks. Isaac Cabello had 3.5 sacks, so he got defensive player of the week. And then Ethan Collins, our kicker/punter, had special teams player of the week. And I'm really proud of obviously I'm proud of Isaac, but I'm really proud of Ethan. because Ethan struggled a little bit, especially in that Marion game. He missed a couple of field goals and some PATs, and he didn't seem down in the dumps, but like he's got to be upset about his performance. And then obviously we go into Lawrence Tech, does a really good job against Lawrence Tech. We go into St. Francis, obviously he does a really good job. We 40-4 bomb them. But then we go against Siena Heights. Siena Heights is sidelines chirping. Ethan missed, I think it was a 35-yarder on our first drive. We stalled out. He missed like a 35-yarder to go up 3-0. And I think what Coach Byer, our special teams, one of our PAT coach said in a meeting, he was like, Ethan, you had one way to choose it. You could have went out the next other and missed them and went 0 for 3, or you could have made these key next 3 field goals or 2 field goals and a couple PATs. And he did a heck of a job, banged a 45-yarder, 42-yarder. So just really, really, dude, and it was a 42-yarder that would have been good from like 55. Like it was crazy. Like when it entered like on Huddle when we were watching it on Monday, like it entered like the uprights, like I think like pretty much at the top of the uprights. Like it was a solid kick.
Wow.
And then he made all the PATs, which was really good too. And I think he had like 5 punts inside the 10 or inside the 20.
Yeah, I remember seeing like the Instagram post. Yeah, it was something like that, and he had like 2 punts that were like above 50.
Yeah, so like, dude, this is sick. Just definitely really proud of the kid because he's definitely stepped it around this year. So I'm really happy for him. And yeah, dude, we've stepped it up as an offensive line. Really happy with the way we've been performing. We've had a couple key injuries this year, and just we haven't freaking missed a beat. So it's just awesome to see.
And you may be getting Luke back.
Yeah, I know. So I'm excited.
Wild.
He'll probably play a couple drives against Madonna. So the senior night, and then we'll have him back for the playoffs. So I'm excited. Luke's coming back. But it's just I love the team camaraderie, really good. Even with when Luke was hurt, like all the way, like, when he was in like a cat, like boot and stuff, and like with Ben obviously being out, they can't do anything to like play, but they're still like there 100%. So I think that's what has led to probably this 7-game win streak is just everyone's pushing everyone to do their best. And obviously we're doing it,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's been cool to kind of see how you guys have played all the way through this summer. Then you guys have 2 more home games.
Yep.
We'll get into that in the preview section. You kind of alluded to who we will be playing later this week.
Yeah,
but Owen, we have an interview with a women's golfer, as you said. We only had one women golfer. I gotta call out the one. I reached out to her. And she decided not to come on the podcast because she had an intramural soccer game. And
hey, I don't blame her.
You don't blame her.
Yeah, dude. Intramurals are fun.
Yeah, but at the same time,
nah, you're right.
Isn't this podcast more fun?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're right. As someone who's not an athlete and plays intramurals, I'd much rather come here and do a podcast.
You're right. Because you're here with me.
Yeah. And that girl missed the time that she would have had with Sydney.
Oh, you're
and
right.
also us asking her questions.
Yeah, but Sydney did a heck of.
I mean.
Oh my gosh! I just broke the third wall.
No, I did.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we are going to send you guys on into that interview we had with a woman named Sydney, as we've already
Sydney Lyerly. Donovan
yes
said Layerly.
I did say Layerly.
I say it too, so it's all right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's a
confusing
difficult last name.
It's like Nadishin.
Yeah, but after you hear it the one time, you're fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you look at that on paper and you're like,
who? Owen. Yeah, just Sydney L. Yeah. All right. Well, let's go into the interview with Sydney L.
Yeah. So let's head on over into the interview right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the interview portion of Wildcat Week in Owen. Sometimes you just can't get two.
Yeah, sometimes
guests.
you can't get 2 guests, but hey, Sydney's a great one guest.
But yeah, so we'll introduce her. It's Sydney Layerly, right?
Lyerly.
Lyerly.
You tried.
I do the same thing too.
It's okay.
Sophomore?
Yes.
Okay, from the women's golf team, let's give her a round of applause.
Yes. Yes, Sydney. I've been talking to Sydney like I think almost every week in advanced news writing. I'm like, hey, just let you know we're gonna have the girls golf team on.
Yep.
Like, just trust, all right.
Yep.
And my dad's been on my 1 yard. You guys gotta have the golf.
Well,
team
same
on.
with my dad. My dad's like, you guys gotta have either the men's or the women's team. So,
Yeah. Hey.
So yeah.
You're welcome, pops. Both of you.
Yeah, both of you.
Yeah,
I have to share this with my dad because I know he's gonna probably
He's
thinking the
gonna
same
eat
thing.
this up. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I will send it to him afterwards and be like, "Here you go, Dad." And he'll be like, "This is amazing."
Yeah.
I can hear
Hey,
it
then we're
already.
gonna have
but-
another parent viewer.
I think three.
Three.
Well, 5.
Yeah.
5 if you count our moms. No, but I think Owen. I think this will be an interesting interview with Sydney because I would honestly think, other than football, at least for me, like this is the one sport like I just like know the most about.
100%. I
like,
agree.
Like
yeah.
it's so weird because you
Yes.
have a brother that plays Division I down at Louisiana Tech, and then I played golf throughout high school. My brother played
Yeah.
golf throughout high school. So this will be a fun time.
You just sit back and
Just
chat.
sit back
you
and
know?
That's
chill.
so funny because
Yeah.
I feel like no one ever knows anything about golf.
I know. and
Like,
I think it's the easiest sport to understand.
I talk to people all the time. I'm like, yeah, I play golf, and they're like, you
What's-
play golf? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, how do you play golf? And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I just play golf.
Yeah.
It just happened. No, but take us back to when Sydney was a little girl.
Yes.
Like, we all have, because it's not like a sport
Yeah.
like football, basketball. Like how did you get introduced to the game?
Yeah. What made you hate team sports to decide
Yeah.
to do a solo
I
sport?
actually played team sports. I played softball until like I think the summer before my 8th grade year.
Okay.
And then I picked golf, which
Okay.
sometimes I
Really?
question that decision. Not really. Not really. My dad actually introduced me to the game because he's decent actually. He's fairly old, and he's decent. He's still pretty good at it.
What's his handicap?
I have no idea.
Oh,
He doesn't
okay.
play enough. To do
Oh,
that.
okay. I see.
But he can't beat me anymore, though he came really close once this summer, and I was like kind of nervous. I was like, oh no. But he didn't, so it's okay.
That's good.
But he introduced it to me when I was like probably 5, I think, is when he bought me my first set of golf
Yeah.
clubs.
Oh.
And we used to just go and mess around, and then I started playing competitively when I was 7. And here we are at the great old age of 19, and
Yeah.
I'm still playing.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I actually have a great photo of me that I would love to show you guys of
Oh,
me when I was
dang
like
it.
really, really little. I was like maybe 2, 3, and I have a mini golf club in my hand.
Yeah.
If
Maybe you can text it to Donovan and we can throw it on the YouTube because we have a
sure.
we
I'll
do the
download the
YouTube.
YouTube.
So yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. It's
Oh.
the fashion choices in that picture, maybe not the best,
Yeah.
but I was like 3 or
Hey,
2,
who
so
cares?
No, I remember my first golf club set. Me and my brother shared it. He's 2 years older than me, and it was like a 5-piece set,
Yeah.
and it was the Tiger Woods. So it had the little tiger club head over the
Yeah.
top.
oh,
It was
I love it.
It was sick. But no, Sydney, give us a rundown a little bit through this season. I had it up and then I had to restart my computer, so I took it away.
No, you're good. Because you guys have really started off like really solid. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys obviously in your first event out of 14 teams, you've placed first.
Yeah.
And then sadly you had the tournament in Florida, and you guys were in the middle of the pack, 6 out of 12. But sadly the
we
last day
definitely
got
could have done
canceled.
better.
Yeah.
Stupid
But then
hurricanes.
Yeah. but then you guys went first, and then again another canceled event, and then you guys went first again. So you
Yeah.
guys have started off very hot, coming off of the first ever conference championship as a program.
Yes.
So I guess just what was that whole process of the off season, and what were like the expectations? Obviously coming into this year with returning a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, we had our entire top 5 back. So the top 5 that played at nationals, entire top 5 back, which is kind of a blessing because it's nice to have like the same people
course.
playing again. But I think for this season, just like the expectation that after like nationals, just in our win at conference, just being able to like play well again. I think that was the expectation. We all expected to have a good start to the season because we had a good end to last season. And not having like anybody change, like, not being a freshman anymore, I guess just kind of being used to, everything that's like happening in college golf. Because I feel like freshman season is always like, oh, this is weird. Mm-hmm. Like kind of nerve wracking. And to have 2 freshmen last year on the team, in the top 5.
Yeah.
It was definitely nerve-wracking, and just us all being used to each other and being around each other, I think was definitely helped in the fall because, we've all spent so much time together with last year that it was just nice to not have to like get to know teammates again, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what's it like when you go down? Like, obviously, we won't talk about much this. Well, I guess, how was it escaping the hurricane?
Oh, it was great. It was lovely. You want to hear the whole story?
Is that the one where you got
Let's
like
run through it.
Oh, gosh.
8 hours
So,
of sleep in 3 days? Was that day?
I got 1 hour of sleep.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
over 24 hours.
Yeah.
It was like in 36 hours, I think I had 1 hour of sleep because.
I remember hearing that.
So we got there on a Saturday night, I think. Sometime Saturday. Sunday was our practice round. And then Monday morning, we found out that it was supposed to be 36 18 holes. So
Yeah.
we played 36 on Monday and then 18 on Tuesday.
Yes.
And Monday morning, we got there, found out that they were just making it a 36-hole event and canceling Tuesday because they wanted people to get out. And our flight on Tuesday was scheduled for 9 o'clock at night because by the time we finished, it was going to be late regardless. And so we scheduled it really late. It got canceled, and so we were like, okay, this is like Monday night. We found out that our flight got canceled, and we were like, great, we have no way to get back home.
Yeah.
And so what we ended up doing was our coach managed to get I think it was like an 8:30 a.m. flight out of Atlanta. But that's 8 hours away from Tampa.
Oh.
And so at like 10 o'clock or 11, it was like 11 o'clock. We all went to bed for an hour, woke up and left at midnight and drove all 8 hours to Atlanta. I tried sleeping in the car and think I got maybe like 10 minutes of actual sleep because I could not sleep in the car. It was
absolutely not.
I usually can, but for whatever reason, I just couldn't. I think I was worried because like we were all tired and coaches were tired, and it just was not fun. I was worried about my parents because my mom was there.
Oh.
And a bunch of my teammates' parents were there, and my mom ended up driving home all like 16 hours without stopping. They were going to stop for a hotel, couldn't find one. She drove with two of my parents' teammates in their rental car all the way back to Indiana.
Wow.
And they didn't stop because they couldn't get a hotel.
Yeah, kudos to them.
And so we got back at like...
And they started, do you know what time they started?
Like 10 o'clock that night.
Oh my god.
And they drove all the way until like 4 o'clock the next day. It was terrible. I was so worried. I was like checking my mom every like hour. I was like, "Are you okay? Please tell me you're okay."
Yeah.
So I was like, "Please tell me they're gonna stop for a hotel soon," and they never did. And I was like, "Oh great."
That's wild.
But we got back at like 10 o'clock that afternoon, and then I had to drive and go pick up my mom because we live in Ohio, so
she was at the
they were
rental car,
dropping
right?
her off in Indiana, and my dad drove and picked her up. So I drove and met them for lunch, and it just was a wild weekend because I did not expect to see my dad on a Tuesday. I probably could have gone to class after we got back, and I was like, no.
Well,
I could have been
not.
in news writing, but I was like,
no.
no, I'm done.
No, so that was interesting.
Dude,
was
I remember when we were like sitting here obviously, and we were like we were doing our thing, like our preview, and we were like, they got this thing in Florida, rounds 1 and 2 on Monday, and we were like, but we don't know if they're gonna probably do that Tuesday one because the hurricane. Little did we know the golf team is getting 1 hour of sleep.
Oh gosh, it was so I slept so great that night though. But it was very, very interesting. It was really funny because at like 8:30 Monday night, we decided we were gonna go get ice cream.
Oh.
And we were making jokes about it while we're standing getting ice cream. We're like, there's a hurricane coming, but here we are. We have to get ice cream first.
Little did you know.
2.5
hours later, you're going to be driving to Atlanta.
Well, we already knew that at that point.
Oh, wow.
So we were just vibing, honestly.
See, that's y'all's fault then. Now I take back everything. You could have got 3 hours of sleep.
Honestly,
versus that 1.
We choose ice cream over sleep.
I probably would too.
I would too.
First thing you should know about the women's golf team, we love ice cream, and we get it like every tournament at least once.
Yeah.
Usually
this
more
is
than
turned from
once.
a sports podcast to insider scoop on the women's golf team.
Inside the scoop.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh wow.
That took you way long to get.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah, that was good.
That was sick.
That was good.
Fist bump.
That was good.
Nice.
No, so I mean, I always think it would be cool, like playing. Do you guys play the TPC Deer Run every year?
I think last year was the first year they did that.
Okay.
Our actual national tournament's there this year.
really?
How
Okay.
is it playing at that course, knowing that there's also like a PGA? It's probably not up to as capped as when it's a PGA like event, but like
Yeah.
what
It's
what
still
is
in pretty
it
good
like
shape.
to just like kind of be like, oh wow, like I'm playing on the same course as so and so.
Yeah, it's nice because it's like fun because you know automatically when you get there that it's going to be a nice course and it's going to be in good shape. Like I'm sure it's not as perfect as it would be for the PGA
but it's still
event,
TPC.
but it's still a TPC
Still
golf
TPC.
course,
Of course.
which is, if you know anything about golf, saying a lot.
Yeah.
And I think just the experience and the opportunity to play it is really awesome. We play a lot of really nice golf courses, and that is one of the top ones we play. And it's fun to be able to say, like, yeah, I played this golf course that the pros played. Like, it's a cool
that's
experience.
so sick. Yeah.
I mean, I've never been there I'm sure it's so different with, like, the stands up and everything and all the people.
Of course.
But it's such a nice golf course. I'm really hoping for good weather because we have played it twice now, and it's snowed and been cold both times.
Yeah, that last round was actually canceled because of bad weather.
Mostly because the southern teams had to catch flights home, but we're not going to talk about that.
No, yeah, let's
slander
talk.
for the Southern team.
Let's talk about that because I remember
talk
she
about
brought
that.
that up to me one time. I think it was when I was interviewing for the paper for the
Yeah.
article, and it was like before it I mentioned something.
Yeah.
So I guess when you guys go down there, obviously like a couple times. I mean, once so far in this fall season, but then obviously they have to come up here a couple times. So
Yeah.
like what for you guys, what is it like going down to the different type of grass and different humid? It's very humid
It's
down there.
So hot.
And then what do you think it's like for them coming up here to where like it's
Dry.
40 degrees,
Cold.
30 degrees, windy, snowing, and you guys are like, oh, it's just another Tuesday,
Yeah,
another Tuesday in the
honestly,
Midwest.
I feel like kind of for us, it's almost an advantage
Oh,
because
yeah.
I mean we're not used to the grass down there, but when you come up from like the south and all of a sudden you have rough that's like really thick, they don't know how to play out of that, and
Oh,
we
no.
do because that's all we've ever known.
Nope.
And for us going down there, it's not that bad because the rough is not that thick. There's like no rough. It's like all
just
fairway.
sits, yeah.
And it's nice. And then also we are used to the heat because, I mean, not to that extent.
Yeah.
Like it's still hard and we have to be extra careful that we're drinking enough water because
Yeah.
we're not used to the humidity, but it does get hot here too.
Yeah.
Whereas like there, it does not get cold.
No.
Like the girl I played with during the TPC Deer Run one this fall, she had never seen snow before. And then we were on this hole and it started snowing and I said, "You have got to be kidding me." I was like, "I don't want to play in the snow. Do we have to do this?"
The
And
Midwesterner
she
didn't want to
literally
play.
started jumping up and down and was like freaking out because she'd never seen snow before. And I was like,
Yeah.
"What?"
I feel like for me, if I played golf in snow, it'd be sick.
It's not. Let me tell
It's
you right now.
so cold.
I played
Well,
one.
Besides that, I would honestly, my enjoyment would look so far past
Yeah.
it.
I played one match in high school in snow, and
Really?
it was the worst experience of my life.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
hard
it's
because
such a
golf.
weird season.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
golf
Yeah.
is hard because I feel like other sports you're getting like sweaty and like running around, so
Exactly.
the cold doesn't affect you.
Nope.
But golf, you can't put on that many layers, or else
No.
I had like
Or else
5
you
layers
can't
on, and
swing.
I was struggling because that was
Yeah.
almost too much, and they were
Yeah.
like not like super duper thick layers,
Yeah.
and I was like already struggling a little bit to swing, and you're not like getting hot and sweaty because you're golfing, like,
Yeah, you're, like,
unless
you're-
you're like running to your golf ball.
Yeah, at the most
You're
you
not
just
really
walk.
Maybe
getting
you
all
should
that
have done
warm.
that.
Honestly,
Yeah.
maybe, but we took carts that day,
Oh.
which is extra boo because
Yeah. Then,
Yeah.
then you're
wind
just
in the
extra
face.
cold.
Especially with the wind too,
Mhm.
driving.
Like last year at that tournament, it was really cold too in the spring, and we were supposed to take carts, but our team, most of us, decided to walk, and I don't think they were super thrilled about that, but we were enjoying it. I ended up like stripping a layer because I was warm because I was
Yeah.
walking, and it
Yeah.
was so nice. I think it gave us an advantage, and I don't think they were happy about it, and they said we couldn't do that this year.
Wow.
Do you guys, when you guys do take carts, do you are you guys a cart path rule only and then walk to the ball, or are you guys you can drive in the fairway
It
and whatnot?
depends.
Okay.
Usually, it should always be because it's just so much slower when you can't drive to your golf
Of
ball.
course, yeah.
But usually it is. You can drive to your golf ball, but it just depends on the golf course and if it's been wet and rainy or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
it's no
yeah,
fun
true.
when it's honestly I prefer walking, which is not something I ever thought I'd say,
Yeah.
but I much prefer walking because you can just go to your golf ball. Whereas like half the time when we ride, we have to ride with somebody else.
Oh,
And so then you have to like take them to theirs and then drive to yours. And it's just like, okay, we could have been done with this all by now.
Yeah. And speaking of the cart pass, like there's from my knowledge of going to my brother's golf tournaments and stuff, there's a lot of intricate rules in golf that there isn't in other sports.
Yeah.
Like in other sports, you have like the unwritten rules. Like golf takes the unwritten rules and like writes them. And it's like, these are the rules.
Yep.
What is like by far your least favorite rule? There's no point. It's so stupid. Like,
let me think.
because there's a lot. Like I do know a lot of the rules. Like my brother
Yeah.
just can't stand like some of them.
There's some excessive ones, I feel like. I kind of think of like out of bounds, but out of bounds is just annoying because it's like
No, you're
then you
right,
gotta
yeah.
walk all the way back
Yeah.
or whatever. I feel like they just changed the rule on like how you drop your golf ball when you have like when you drop,
Yeah.
they have to
Yeah.
drop it at your knee, and I'm like, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense
And
to
if
me.
it-
What is the difference?
And if it doesn't land within a certain area,
Yeah.
after like 3
Yeah.
tries, then you can just place it
you
down.
can place it,
So
which
It's like
is
why can't I
nice,
just place
I guess,
it
but
Why can't I
first?
just
Yeah.
place it in the first place?
That's why I play leisurely because I can just place it.
because
in the
then you
first
can
place.
do what you
Yeah.
want.
Or if it's out of bounds, like barely, I can just be like, "Oh, dude, my forearm
Yeah.
hit it in play. What the heck?"
I also don't understand the rules between red and yellow stakes, like hazards.
yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't
Like,
either. My
Why
dad's
is there a
probably gonna
difference?
kill me.
Because it's confusing.
Yeah.
Like I've been playing golf my entire life, and they still confuse me. And I'm like, if they made one set color, then and one set rule for that color, like out of bounds has one set rule. They made red stakes and that was it, or yellow stakes and that was it, and they had one set rule, it would be so much easier.
Well,
should
but
we
then-
should we
but
do a
then
live
within-
call with Chris and ask him the question?
Then within the red sticks, you have 5 options that you can do.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
your ball goes in, and
and it's just confusing. Like I never
Yeah.
know. My automatic reaction if I go into a hazard, because usually hazards are red stakes.
yeah,
And if I go into one, my automatic reaction is 2 club lengths. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
just
like-
go up there 2 clubbing.
yeah,
back.
and then sometimes people are like, well, you can like you'll have rules officials and they'll be like, well, you can pull it back, and I'm like, this isn't yellow stake.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. What do you mean?
Yeah, no.
Like I don't know. I've been
Yeah.
playing golf for so long, and I still like I know the rule, but I don't know the rule.
yeah. No, it's funny because it's like there's a couple, like the courses here are like they have roads by it and stuff.
Yeah.
So if like I think it's 2 at Arbor, I like overshot the road one time.
Oh
And
yeah.
like gone to the other side, and like if I'll look around, if I don't see anyone, I'll just hop over on the road, grab my wedge, and pitch it over. I don't take a stroke.
so
I'm right
great.
there. I don't need to.
I
I
love
don't
that.
care.
You're
That's
across
so
the
funny.
road. The road is an automatic out of bounds.
You're an automatic out of bounds.
I am.
Well, sometimes it's
I don't know
also
what that meant.
confusing because different golf courses have different rules for like heather.
Yeah.
Like Purgatory, the golf course we play.
Okay, yeah.
Purgatory, there's heather, and if you go in it and can't find your golf ball, it's like lost ball, and you got to go back and retee.
Yeah.
But then some golf courses are like, no, the heather is just like a hazard, and I'm like,
So you
okay.
drop out like where
Yeah.
it went.
It's confusing
yeah.
because
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's
so,
not like set rules that every golf course follows.
Yeah, no.
So, I mean, as one person that competed in high school golf to another, I hope it still doesn't happen, but do people cheat?
Oh yes.
Really? Still in college?
Okay. Well, in college, maybe not.
Okay.
I haven't.
Okay.
I can't say I've caught anyone cheating in college.
Okay, but then also just like from a girls like 'cause, like I wasn't around like when our girls high school team was playing. Like,
yeah.
how bad was it in high school? Because I know from a guys like high school guys, it was pretty bad.
It was so bad in high school. You have no idea. I can't even.
Really?
The very first tournament I played in as a freshman, I didn't know any better because I just assumed everybody would be trustworthy.
Yeah.
And literally, the girl I played with, I think like dropped like 5 strokes, and I don't think I had her scorecard, so I didn't know. But my mom always kept score,
Yeah.
and she knew afterwards, and I was like, "You have got to be kidding me!"
Shout out to
I
the
played.
parents.
My parents, I guess they can't technically call people out, but they've told me a lot because sometimes it's hard to pay attention to multiple
Yeah.
people.
Oh yeah.
And just when you're not keeping the other person's score, like I don't normally pay attention to what they're doing.
Mhm.
I've had lots
Yeah.
of issues in high school with
Yeah.
cheating. I haven't really had any issues in college, which is nice. But
I know.
high
I
school,
feel,
it's so.
I feel like once you make like, now you're playing because you
You're
have
at a different
scholarship,
standard, yeah.
you're just kind of
Yeah.
at a different standard. But no,
there's
yeah,
also
I've-
so much more you can lose in college. Like if
Yeah.
you get caught cheating, you should be kicked off the team and you
Yeah.
can lose your scholarship, or just something should happen. Whereas in high school, if you get caught cheating, they're honestly, what are they really gonna do?
You get DQ'd or something from the tournament.
Not even that.
Yeah,
Not even
halftime.
that,
Yeah,
really, it's just they bring it up after the fact. Like I think he got a 6 when
Yeah.
he said he got a 5, and then I go, all right, we'll just change it to a 6. Once they agreed to it.
I
5
played
minutes
with a
later.
girl once who
brother.
literally, after the round, erased her scores and started changing them. And because, like, she did it on, like, the first couple holes. And I'm like, I can't remember that far back. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no.
And she's like, I had
can
this and
relate.
this. And I was like, I'm pretty sure you didn't because we went over the score after you finished the hole. So I don't think you had the score you're trying to tell me you had.
Yeah.
Oh,
We just
jeez.
had, high school was rough.
No,
There
I
were a
can
lot of cheating.
relate to that because it didn't happen to me, but it happened to one of my teammates where like after the round, his opponent all right, I'll go like through your score like in threes, and so he'd be like 5, 5, 6, and then the guy be like, oh no, I got a 5 where it says 6 right there, and it's just kind of like,
Yeah.
dude.
Hmm.
So
I guess you
Yeah.
learn something every day.
I feel like
didn't know that.
for some reason it happens more with the girls in high school, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me because, like, I knew a lot of the boys in the high school team, right? And
No.
I had never heard anything about them really dealing with cheating, but it happened all the time on the girls' side. Like,
Maybe because
literally.
they were the ones doing the cheating.
Maybe.
I'm kidding.
No, I don't know. I feel like for whatever reason, the girls just. There was
Oh.
one team in particular, every time we played them, I had to make sure I reminded the other girls on my team that they had to pay attention and they had to call them out because they cheated like every single
Wow.
time we played against them.
wow.
That's crazy.
I had a dude try to cheat on me first hole. Anyway, enough with cheating. So we were talking before the podcast, Sydney. You have never hit a hole in one.
I have not.
How close have you ever gotten?
Oh, gosh. Within like a couple inches.
No. Oh, that's
Multiple times. I actually had one today in our 100 holes of
Oh
golf.
no.
That was like 2 feet. And I
What
didn't even
hole was it?
notice. The par 3 it was 15. 15.
Oh.
Oh,
right?
that's pretty
Yeah.
far.
That's a
That's a long
I-
par 3.
wait. No, that 15 is not par 14.
No, 14. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow,
Sorry,
that's
my
a
bad.
very
par
long
three,
par
yeah.
3.
At least from
Yeah.
the tips.
From the tips, it's like
It's like
240.
It's long for us too.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
180 for us,
yeah,
which
that's
is
still
fairly
super
long.
long.
Oh
And
my
I
gosh.
literally hadn't hit a good shot on that hole, and this is like our
Yeah, I
fourth
never hit a
round,
good
right?
shot on that
And
hole.
I just hit it, didn't even see where it landed, just drove up, and I walk up, and it's like literally 2 feet away. But then I missed the putt. But we were also playing 100 holes, and I didn't
Yeah.
really care. I was just whacking a golf ball.
Yeah.
Just gotta go.
So
No, so I think I've been within 5 inches twice.
I lipped
yeah.
out.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was 8 on Arbor,
oh yeah.
and I the pin was in the front, so I knew I
Yeah.
could like play it off that side of the hill,
Mm-hmm.
and so I played it off the side of the hill. It shot left, but it was just so fast,
Yeah.
and it went "Nyoop," and lipped
Oh.
around and like stopped at the front of the green.
I have
Yeah.
I
no
was so
faith
upset.
that I'll ever have one. Last year, I think it was the spring, maybe it was the fall. Might have been the fall actually. But we played 36 holes that day, and in the same round, I almost had 2 hole-in-ones on the same 18, and both of them were in like within like a foot, and neither of them went in the hole. And I was
Wow.
like, "You have got to be joking."
Wow.
Any possibilities of par 4 hole-in-ones or no?
Actually, yeah, I've almost had a hole-in-one on a par 4.
Look at that.
That was a long time ago.
how
but
far you think it was? Was it like
2 feet probably.
Dang,
Wow.
that's
Yeah,
crazy.
that was a long time ago. I think I was like probably 13, 12.
Yeah.
Wow.
How has that been? Like obviously you've grown up in golf, so like playing it competitively. So I mean, you guys, your clubs get bigger. You gradually go. You
Yeah.
use different like types of clubs. Like you get older and you can use blades and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like you go different distances farther back and stuff like that. How is that like readjusting yourself like when you make that jump to a different tee marker or stuff like that?
Yeah. It's been a while since I've really had to think about it, but it is different. It was always very like when I was little, it was kind of exciting because I finally got to like grow up.
I'm
and
the
now,
big girl.
Yeah.
honestly, and now I'm like, oh man, wish I could play from like
Yeah.
the really close tees again,
Yeah.
and drive the greens. Like, 'cause
Yeah.
I was always when I was little, hit it fairly like a lot further than
Yeah.
like the kids my age, and so I was always like getting really close to the greens. And I actually had a girl one year. Because I always when I was younger play with people a lot older than me, and I
Yeah.
think I was like 12, and this girl was probably 14 or 15. And she asked me if I was on steroids once because I was hitting it further than she was. And she goes, "Are you on steroids?" And I didn't even know what steroids were at
You're
the
like,
time.
no, you just suck.
And I was
He's
like,
yeah, I am.
I was like, what? Because I didn't know what steroids were. I was like
Yeah.
12.
Yeah, you're like, what are that?
I was like, no, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Give us the bag breakdown. What
Yeah,
clubs are
yeah.
you using right now?
Okay, so all of my clubs, except for my driver, are
Oh.
tailor-made.
Okay.
Oh,
So
What's your driver?
My
close.
driver is a Callaway.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Callaway Maverick.
Yes.
Very nice.
Let's go. Hey,
had-
hand me down. Shout out you, Riley.
I
All of
had
my clothes are hand me downs.
I had the Rogue, and because I used to have a TaylorMade driver too, and then I got the Rogue, and I
Okay.
loved that club with my whole heart, and then it stopped working because I use it so much. The clubs just they're so expensive, but they wear down so fast.
Do you you
Yeah.
have the like ball?
Like the weights at the bottom?
No,
Oh.
like in the center of your club face. Do you like have just indent? Like, is it like?
Oh no,
Oh, really?
I don't hit my driver super.
Well, not
In the
just in your
center.
driver. I mean, like with everything. Because like I got my brother's old
Yeah.
clubs, and I mean, there's like 3 clubs that are like just in the middle, just gone. Like it's just worn.
I don't
out.
feel like I keep my clubs long enough for that
Okay.
because we always try and replace my clubs like every couple of years.
Okay.
Just because they get worn down so
Yeah,
fast,
yeah.
which is
Yeah.
so sad because they're so expensive. Like I look at my
Yeah.
irons that I got last December, and they're already like you can just see the grooves are like worn out, and they're just got marks on them, and I'm like, this is sad. I've had these gloves for like a year, not even.
Yeah.
And they're so expensive.
Man,
They
you
dude.
are
know,
so
I got my
expensive.
clubs like 7 years ago, so
I've had my putter for like 8 years.
yeah.
My putter's is my dad's, and he's had that thing for a while.
We actually
Yeah.
went to get tested for a new putter for me this summer and didn't get one.
Tested.
Yeah, I always get tested for my clubs.
I got tested. and
I don't
fitted.
know.
When I got mine, I got tested and fitted. So I have
hand me downs.
I have
I don't know.
driver 3-wood, 5-wood are all XR2 Callaway XR2s.
Okay.
And then all my irons are Callaway Apex,
Okay.
and then wedges are Titleist, like SM6s or whatever. And then putters are Cleveland.
Yeah, I have an
Nice.
Odyssey putter. I think. Yeah, it's definitely Odyssey. I have a Cleveland 3 hybrid.
I
Or
had
no, it's a
Cleveland
2
wedge.
iron hybrid. And then
yeah.
I have the Maverick driver. I don't know what the 3-wood is. It's my dad's old one. And I have AP2s are my irons.
Yeah. So moving away from what,
Yeah.
what we all
We're just
use.
all talking about our bags.
So you guys are done now for the
Yeah.
fall.
Yep.
So what is, November, December, January, February until you start playing again in the spring looking like?
So November and December, we don't really do anything. Like we have workouts in the morning on Tuesdays, Thursdays.
Of course, yeah.
And that's about it. Like we don't really practice or anything. Like we can go to the facility whenever we want,
Yeah, of course.
but it's just kind of a when you want to thing because, I mean, there's not really much reason for us to practice right now because break rolls around and what are we going to do during break?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't really do too much. And then I'm not 100% sure when practices will start back up again. Probably like maybe a couple weeks into the spring semester. And then we'll start practicing again. And
Okay.
then we just kind of practice like off and on until our first tournament, which I don't know when that is yet. To be
It's
honest.
not on the schedule anyway.
I
so.
don't have a schedule.
I know.
So
I when I asked her for the article, I texted her and I was like, hey, what's y'all's fall schedule? And she's like, no clue. And I was like, okay, well,
No
that's the
clue.
end of my article then. Period.
Sydney just gets a text
Yeah.
from coach and she shows up at the bus. So.
Yeah.
honestly, yes.
Hey,
No,
we're
what
going
is
to
it?
TPC Deer Run this weekend. Oh, sick.
All right, cool. So we'll kind of ask one more question here.
Yeah.
We've pretty much been going for half an hour, but what is it like being with? I mean, like how many girls travel? Obviously, there's 5 that play.
Yeah, it's usually either just 5 or 6.
Okay.
It just depends on whether we can bring an individual, but usually it means always 5. There's always 5 of us, and occasionally there's a 6, and occasionally it depends on the tournament. All of us go. Like last tournament, everybody went,
Okay.
but that doesn't happen very often. Like
Yeah.
we usually only have that happen like maybe once a semester. So,
Okay.
but it's usually 5, or like if we can have an individual, we'll bring 6. Or sometimes we just bring our 6 players so that they can like be an alternate if something were to happen.
Yeah.
But It's usually just 5.
Do you guys have any like home tournaments technically, or like and like where would that be?
We played one last fall at Arbor, and then we played one last year also at Purgatory.
Oh, okay.
But we haven't. I don't know if we'll have any this year.
Okay, gotcha.
We didn't have the Arbor tournament this fall, and
Yeah.
I don't know about Purgatory. I don't know what the spring looks like. So.
Gotcha.
So what's it like? I guess my question was gonna be kind of like, what's it like traveling, just like you and those 4 or 5 other girls, just like getting super close with them like all year.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun actually. We have a lot of fun. It's very good bonding, like the van rides, because some of the van rides are long. Like we're in there for 5-6 hours. Like they're not usually that long, but they can be. We had a trip. I mean, we drove all the way to Oklahoma City last year for nationals, which was actually sounds terrible, but was actually a lot of fun because it's just there's so much bonding. Like there'll be. I mean, obviously there are times where we're sleeping or we're like doing our own thing, doing homework, listening to music, whatever. But there are lots of times where like we'll just have random conversations. We'll talk about random things. I'm sure coaches have heard random things they probably don't want to hear.
Yeah.
But but it's very good bonding, and then like sharing a room with everybody, you kind of like get to know everyone really well, and it's just we have a lot of fun. Like I feel like even more than other teams with all the traveling we have to do, because golf is not like a super team sport, and we don't get to like bond with our teammates that way. So to like have trips where we can just spend time with them and just talk to them, it's very good bonding and very good like growth in our team and just in friendships in general.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's super cool.
Well, thank you, Sydney, for coming on to the podcast.
Yes, thank you.
If obviously our viewers don't know, but she played 100 holes today for a fundraiser for a missions trip you guys will be going on in the spring. So we're going to let you go and get some sleep because I'm sure
maybe stretch out a little bit. Your back's probably destroyed because
you have no idea. We were like maybe halfway through and I was like, oh gosh. And I already have like lower back issues.
Oh geez, that sucks. That's horrible.
It's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I had like 18 holes left and I was like, I can feel it.
Yeah.
But it's not as bad right now.
That's
it's
good.
probably because I laid in bed for like 3 hours afterwards.
Oh, okay.
All right. So Owen and I are going to send it into the preview section. Owen, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's go. All right, back out of the interview. It was fun, as we said.
It was a good one.
As I said earlier in like the interview, it was funny to know that like of all sports that we know the most about other than football is golf. And
like collectively between the two of us, because I know a lot about baseball, but when we had baseball in like last year, you were so confused. Like the three of us were talking, and you were just like, yeah.
I'm like, I'm here.
It was the same thing when we had the basketball guys on. You were talking. I was like, I don't know anything. Go Pelicans, I guess. All right, so we got some cool stuff going on coming up. We've got some conference tournaments coming up for a lot of events. We got some teams mid-season. So let's get it started. Some teams starting. So basketball, they just started, so 1-1. But first off with golf. Or not golf. So for golf, like Sydney mentioned, we don't know their fall schedule, so we have nothing to really talk about. Their spring schedule. Yeah. Sorry, they don't have their spring schedule, so I just wanted to let the viewers know why we won't be talking about golf for a couple weeks because we won't hear anything. Yeah. We'll have insider source. So once Sydney finds out, we can like have her like text it to us and we can just read it out and be like, yeah, it's not on the athletic page, but we got it. But anyways, going on towards basketball. So they will be playing in the IU East Classic. So the team that they started off the season against is hosting an event, but they do not play them. So it is a 2-day event, November 4th, Friday, and November 5th, Saturday. So November 4th, we will be playing against Oakland City University out of, this will be in Richmond, Indiana, by the way, where IU East is. So over in Richmond, Indiana, at 4, like I said, at 4, November 4th on Friday. The game on Saturday is TBA, so we don't know who they will be playing for this. I don't know if it's like
No, it's TBA University.
Shut the heck up. So I'm not sure. And then to kind of just peek a little bit ahead, their next game will actually be against number 4 team in the country, Carroll College, out of Montana, and this will be a home game, so they will be at Lucky Arena for this game. Sweet. So that should be really cool. But yeah, so that'll be in a couple weeks. So anyways, going towards bowling, they don't have much coming up. In 2 weeks, they will be playing, or right? No, November 19th. Is that 2 weeks?
It's like 2.5.
3 weeks. Yeah, 2.5 weeks. November 19th, Saturday. Like we always say, it's a 9 a.m. start because they bowl all day. It's at Bowling Green or at Sandusky, Ohio, at Bowling Green University for the Bowling Green State Invite. Going on towards women's soccer conference tournament starting up. We host the first game, and this will be against Taylor University. It's a red out. This will be this Saturday at 4:30. Dude, yes. So football beats down on Taylor at home.
This weekend is a big
Iowa versus Taylor. I thought the St. Francis weekend
but it's also
was
just like a lot of sporting events will be happening here.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. So we got the Crossroads League tournament, like I said. Anyways, so Taylor this Saturday. Make sure you guys show up the Iowa soccer field. Red out. Make sure so wear your red. And if you're heading over from the football game to the soccer game, just keep on the same clothes you got because it's red out for the football game too. Sorry to spoil that, but now they to the rest of the conference. Is November 9th. Wednesday is the semis. Hopefully they make it to that. And then hopefully they make it to the championship November 12th, this Saturday, or next Saturday. Yeah. So good luck to them. Now going on towards women's volleyball, also conference tournament. They will be playing against University of St. Francis. Let's go look at that matchup. 3-1, and that was the only time we played them. Was it? No. 3-0 was September 23rd, and 3-1 was October 21st. So hopefully we can continue that and maybe beat them 3-0, 3-1. Hey, 3-2, but that's a little bit asking for a little much. 5 sets? Are you kidding me? Come on, girls.
Oh.
That's also a red out. So, and that's at 7 o'clock. So if you're heading over from the women's soccer game, don't change your clothes because it's also a red out. And if you're coming in from the football game, just wear that same clothes too.
That one too.
Anyways, going on to and then just like the soccer, the semis will be November 9th, Wednesday, and then the championship will be in 2 Saturdays, November 12th. Or whenever this comes out, it will be that next Saturday. I guess I just gotta start thinking. We film it on Tuesday, so I'm always thinking like 2 Saturdays, but technically it's next Saturday.
Yeah.
Sorry to confuse everyone. Anyways, going on towards women's swim and dive. The ONU tri-meet is finally upon us. It is November. No, it's not. It's in 2 weeks. Dang it. Yeah. So then that bowling is 2.5 weeks away.
Yeah.
So anyways, in 2 weeks, the ONU tri-meet will be going on. We have Olivet Nazarene University, and it will be also against Bethel University. Like I said, ONU will be hosting it, so it will be in Bourbonnais, Illinois. I know how to say it. And then going on towards women cross country, fresh out of the NAIA Great Lakes Challenge, a nice break for them. And then November 4th, this Friday, they will be in Shelbyville, Indiana at the Blue River Cross Country Course, and it is conference season, Donovan. So for the Crossroads League Championship, hopefully the girls can take it home. A quick update on the rankings before I pass it over for you. Basketball is still ranked 11th. Cross country is at 12th. Golf is at 5th going into the spring. So congratulations to them. They definitely deserve it, considering out of 3 tournaments that they've played all the way through, they've won them. Soccer is ranked 9th, so they are still at 9, up from when they went from 10 to 9 after the Spring Arbor. Going into conference, they're 3rd in conference because Spring Arbor is 2nd, Marion is 1st. Marion's 1st. Swim and dive is ranked 7th. Volleyball is ranked 19th after defeating the number 18 team in the country. Who knows? Maybe they'll jump up. But Donovan, that's it for me for this episode. I'm going to pass it over to you for the men's sports.
Yeah, so I will start off with men's swim and dive. So they will also be playing in the ONU tri-meet that will happen next Saturday, November 12th. So I'll be looking forward to that. And the one swimmer that we have, Hunter Conrad, good luck to you.
My dad texted me. I'm just saying this. He said, I did not call Donovan's mustache a caterpillar. You did, ! So he's probably watching last week's episode right now. That's hilarious. Sorry, Dad. My bad.
That is funny. Sorry, I had to call out Chris real quick.
You shaved it, so you're welcome.
Yeah, I shaved it. It's gone.
Maybe you can do a close up before you can do the outro and be like, "We're out."
maybe.
That'd be really popping people's personal bubble.
Men's cross. Yeah, it would pop people's personal bubbles. Men's cross country. They will also be doing the Crossroads League Championships this Friday in Shelbyville, Indiana. They've been dominant all year. They've been in the top 5 every single meet they've been in. So hopefully they can keep the win streak going because they've won the last 2 meets they've been a part of. Next, we move on to men's soccer. Now people are going to have to choose which sporting event they go to, because men's soccer will also be playing at 7 p.m. on Saturday at home for their first
Is it a red
round.
out?
Yeah.
Ah.
So keep
This
wearing the red.
confuses everyone's red outs.
Yeah, it confuses all the red outs. But they will be playing their first matchup of the Crossroads League tournament against Spring Arbor University. They played them. They beat them 4-2. Oh, that was the game I called where we were down 0-2, and then we scored 4 goals unanswered. So hopefully they can do the same there. Maybe not start down 0-2,
Yeah,
but
I
just
don't
kinda
think
like
they should
win
do that.
4-2.
Is you said Spring Arbor? Are they ranked?
No, they're not ranked. The only men's teams that are ranked for men's
Grace.
soccer is Bethel and Grace. For the Crossroads League when it comes to men's soccer.
Sorry, I just yawned.
Next, I will move on to men's basketball. They will be having their Caleb Dimmick Memorial. That will be this Saturday.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
When is it?
At 4. So people have to
Dude.
choose if they want to go to the men's basketball game or the women's soccer game. So
Make sure you guys show up at Wildcat Stadium at 12 p.m.
Yeah, the football game. No,
Wear your red.
Everyone will be at the football game. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll be
Sick.
And this one's also red out. So yeah, the campus is just going to be red on Saturday.
I'm not going to know who's who.
The campus is just going to be
And
red.
we're wearing all red. That's our uniforms.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Here we go. That's what
We're
I
so
say.
screwed.
It's going to be a red campus.
And we're going to destroy all the purple people and then St. Francis.
all the purple people. And then Thomas More in St. Francis.
Yeah.
So they'll be playing Thomas More University. And this will be a big test because Thomas More University is ranked number 2 in the country.
Ooh.
So this will be a big matchup. Hopefully we can get on our horse again.
Dang, Thomas More is stacked basketball.
Yeah.
That's
women's
crazy.
and
Good for them.
men's.
Good for them.
Good for them.
So are we.
So are we. And so then now I'll move on to football. So you guys will be playing at 12 p.m.
Against Upland.
And you guys will be playing against Taylor University.
Team across town.
Yeah. What can I say other than beatdown's going to happen?
Dude.
A beatdown.
Yeah, them and their stupid triple option. Don't stand a chance.
Oh, really? That's what they run?
Yeah, they run like the shotgun triple option. So they
Ooh.
have like shotgun.
Are they
run-
loaded in the box?
Dude, yes.
All 11?
Yeah, it's not 11. I think they have a couple. I think they have 2 receivers each side or something like that. Yeah, but I don't.
Interesting.
I obviously I'm an offensive player, so I watch the defensive
Interesting.
films. But
So yeah, the promotion is read out. So at 12 p.m., everyone
really, it's red out. I had no
red.
clue.
And then at 4 p.m., you're gonna have to make a decision: women's soccer or men's basketball.
And then at
which is a
7,
red out. And then at 7, you have to choose again: men's soccer or volleyball.
I say
Yeah.
you go to. Actually, I'd rather stay inside. Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm not gonna say which ones. I mean, I know I'm gonna be doing the men's basketball game at 4.
You and Roger?
Yeah, me and Roger.
Sick.
Dang,
Dang, Roger's vocal cords going to be screwed. Doesn't he call our football games with Emery? Oh, I thought he
That was
calls
Jonathan.
it. Oh, okay.
Jonathan, I think we'll be doing both the soccer games. So
Oh, my poor
Um,
dude.
poor guy.
This is going to be
He's gonna have one
gonna have
action-packed Saturday.
no
Hopefully
voice
he's wearing
when
red.
he's singing church on Sunday. He's going to be raspy.
Yeah, he will be super raspy in church. That pretty much rounds out the men's sports, what I have coming up. I will also give the current rankings for men's sports. Oh my gosh. Basketball is ranked 5th. Might drop a little bit considering we lost to Indiana Tech, who was 25th in the country. Cross country is ranked 4th. Football still at number 5.
Yeah, dude, by the way,
track and field's
frick
at
that.
number 3. Why?
Freaking Lindsey Wilson lost to Bethel, who was 6th.
Oh.
And Bethel jumped us, and Lindsey Wilson went underneath us.
Interesting.
I know, but Bethel's, so it's weird, though, because Bethel is still undefeated. right?
So
but
Bethel deserves to be.
But Bethel, I don't know. I don't know because Bethel barely beat Lindsey Wilson.
So you're saying,
I don't know. I don't
if
know. This
anything, you
rankings-
guys should have been.
If this was a college football playoff, I'd be more mad about this.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I'm excited because LSU got ranked 10.
I
We
think
don't
they're gonna
deserve
crack
that.
4.
We don't deserve 10.
No. No, well, speaking of, it's interesting. I mean, the Division I college football, it's going to be an interesting year considering Alabama's outside the top 4. So and
Yeah, we're gonna see like
Clemson's
freaking
in there.
Utah or something like that, and the
Clemson's
Natty.
in there.
Still.
Clemson's 4.
Oh, DJ Ugalele still
Yeah.
isn't.
And
Still,
I think Michigan's 5.
Michigan's not in the top 4.
I don't think so.
Well, they gotta wait for Ohio State. If whoever wins that game is in the top 4.
Probably.
Their game is like the
That'll be
LSU Alabama game in 2019.
Yeah. So yeah, that pretty much rounds out the show. Yeah, it'll be a big weekend here.
Yeah, big Saturday.
Soccer,
Not even like a weekend,
volleyball,
just a
football,
Saturday.
Just the first Saturday of November, which I looked at the radar. There's a 50% chance of rain, but it's going to be like 65, 66. So,
Dang it.
So yeah, also my parents are coming down on Saturday.
For the game? Oh.
No, it's going to take me out to lunch. And then
Dude, I wish I didn't. My family wasn't in town, or I wish I didn't have to always do stuff after the game, or we could just come in here real quick.
also, I told Dr. Perry he has to show up and take a picture with me and you after your guys' last football game of the season, since it will be
senior
senior
night? Yeah.
which he said he will do. So,
Yes.
So yeah, we will get a picture
Awesome.
of the 3 of us.
That sounds good.
Yeah, which would be great.
And Drew's gonna be there, so maybe we can throw Drew in the picture too. Well, no, Drew's not a senior, so
yeah, let's just
Yeah,
throw Micah in there too.
yeah, no, no, never.
Yeah.
Micah
so,
Visser though, he had a class of Perry. Poor
Yeah.
guy.
dude, I feel so bad for Micah because he chose the worst class.
It was
Um,
common context, right?
No, media
Or
society.
media society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kept like asking me for like help. I'm
No
like,
offense,
bro,
like,
you don't want to come to
yes.
me for help.
Dude, and he would be like, he's like, dude, do you have this? Like, could I maybe like see yours as like a rubric? Because I'm so confused. And I'm like, it was the paper. That's what it was. And I was
Yeah.
like,
You don't want mine.
he goes, I might just ask Donovan. And I was like,
No one knows how bad I did.
I was like, Donovan did worse than I did, and mine wasn't very good either.
Yeah. But that rounds out our
Yep.
show. Another fun week in the books.
Another epi
week
in the
8.
books.
Another epi, yeah.
Another epi
Take
in
a
the
soccer
books.
ball around on the pitch. So yeah,
What?
thank you all for joining and listening to us today.
Yup.
My hair's a little wet because I came from a shower. Because I played an intramural soccer game, which, as someone who never played soccer in high school, I got told by someone else on the other team I played really good defense. So, thank you all for tuning in
That's
once again
sick.
for this episode, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yep.
Peace.
Peace.